This equipment represents our fall losses. That would be colonies that were combined, or perhaps were simply just killed the queen because they wouldn't make it. All the honey and brood and everything would be combined together in existing colonies, and empty comb would be taken away. And although at first glance this seems like an awful lot of boxes, it's really not when you compare it to the number of colonies that we have making it into winter. Probably about 1,000 to 1,100 colonies that are getting ready for winter. So this isn't that much. I'm on the north side of this roof, so it's under the roof staying dry, but there's lots of light streaming through the frames, and that's all it takes to keep the wax moth off until we get good cold weather. Once we start having hard freezes, which is not far away, we can start stacking it up on pallets and just put it away for the winter under a roof. For now, the light keeps the bugs out. It's good enough. It's good comb. It'd be a shame to let it get destroyed by wax moth. I don't like using wax moth crystals, although I have a lot in the past. I have a lot of comb stored in a rented cooler space right now. And the cooler's full, so they called the guy up and he said, "We're full, I can't put any more in here." I think we have 800 or 900 deep boxes of drawn comb in the freezer, which was really just honey supers and such this summer. Anyway, just thought I'd show this. The light does it. You could store this like this all winter long if you wanted. The bugs would stay completely out of it. We'll stack it up once it starts freezing hard at night. Sun's just coming up. Another beautiful day. Hasn't rained in several days. Getting a lot of bee work done. Almost ready for winter. So Jason and Nathan are performing our yearly ritual. Every year in fall, we end up making some pallets. Some years it's a lot, some years it's a few. This year, how many we got this year, Jason? You say about 100?
About 100.
About 100 pallets getting built. We're actually doing some for a friend, some two-way pallets. That's why you see these short 2x4s in here. But the 1x6s end up being the same length. And then we got a bunch of standard length 2x4s for the 4-way pallets. Anyway, we dip them for just a minute, as you can see, in a combination of diesel fuel and used motor oil. We get them used motor oil for free from the local car repair shop just up the road. We buy a lot of tires from them, so they're happy to give us oil. And Nathan just puts them on this little pan here, lets them kind of drip a bit before we stack them up on the pallets. And then they'll be set on the pallets for 1 or 2 rains, maybe 2-3 weeks, and then we can use them. And you'll get a lot more life out of your pallets that way. The pressure treated wood these days just isn't what it used to be, and if you don't do something, sometimes we only get 4, 5, or 6 years out of a pallet, and the 1x6s on the bottom are going rotten already. This makes a huge difference. If you're careful, it doesn't make a mess. That's the key word, right, Nathan? Careful? Careful, careful. We do the strips too. The strips that are on the pallet get dipped also. Gives them a lot more life too. I've got several loads of drums for sale if anybody needs honey drums. A lot of the guys I deal with have slowly been switching over to totes. Suddenly I have a whole lot of drums that we're not doing anything with. $25 each if anybody's interested. Of course they're all used. There's no new drums in here, but they're decent honey drums. For starters, I'd like to apologize for all the racket. I'm right in front of our store and there's a lot of traffic going by here right now. A lot of people headed north for the weekend up into the Smoky Mountain Park and areas north of that. Wanted to show off our native sunflowers. There's two varieties here. The one on the right, the flower is a little smaller. It's endangered. My neighbor Jack has a knack for coming up with endangered species, and this is one of them. The one on the left, which has a bigger flower, is called Maximus. It's not endangered, but boy, they sure grow like crazy in front of our building here. And we have to be patient all summer. We wait for the bloom to come, and we know it's coming, and it's a showstopper when it does. People stop and want to take pictures and ask what it is and want to take a flower or two. And it looks glorious right now. Of course, it's right beside our existing perennial garden, which is looking a little sad right now. Late in the season, it's not quite as beautiful as it was earlier, but still nice. I sure love those sunflowers. They're worth the wait. Bees love them. There must be 1,000 bees on these in the morning, and then this time of day, it's about 5 o'clock. We might see several dozen on there, but in the morning they actually absolutely cover it up. What do you think, John?
Oh, they're pretty.
They're pretty.
I've got some at home.
Yeah, John's got some too. He took some out of the garden.
They're so pretty.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, they are.
Our zinnias are coming back. We pulled up the first crop and planted a second round, which should start. Actually, I see a couple blooms coming up now.
I was surprised. I swear, whenever y'all said y'all would replant, I was like, really? I didn't know it would do that.
Yeah, I think we got enough time.
Okay.
We'll put on a show for a couple weeks before frost.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. No, those sunflowers are amazing.
This is coleus. I try to plant some every year. Some varieties are tall like these, and some varieties are pretty short. When they're in full bloom, the bees love them. This one's just about done. It's usually treated like an annual, but it actually is a perennial. It's just it's really susceptible to cold. Frost usually takes it out. We just plant it again every spring. But if you had a whole bunch of these, I guess you could consider it kind of a bee plant. Well, the sun's just coming up on the bank behind my house, and it's a good time to show the sourwood trees. This time of year, early fall, the sourwoods are the ones that are turning first. They're kind of attractive in an odd way. The seed pods are on them, and the leaves are turning dark red, and they're very distinctive because they're the first things to turn red. All of these trees on my bank here that are turning red are sourwoods. Got several behind the shop there, a bunch down in front of the house. It's a good time of year to look at the hillsides and see if you've got a lot of sourwoods present. Even at a distance, if you use binoculars, you can tell if a mountain is covered in sourwoods or not. As can be seen, there's quite a few right here on this property. A lot of little baby sourwoods coming up, trying to turn this bank into a little mini sourwood forest. They're not very old, but they'll come along quickly. The soil on this bank is real poor. It's interesting how the sourwoods will grow about anywhere in this area. I keep cutting the pine trees down so they don't take over. The pine trees also are one of the first things up around here when you have disturbed earth. So every year I just go prune all the pines down, give the sourwoods a chance to take over and dominate this bank. Should be pretty eventually.